Namaste. Welcome to session 8 of Yoga with Laura Ashland. Beginners, seniors, meditation, intermediate levels. We have a lot ahead of us. We're going to be doing many sessions together. I post 2 a week on Mondays and Wednesdays on my YouTube channel. They will range from 30 minutes to 50 minutes, and of course do what you can the whole time or just portions of that particular session. Thank you so much everyone for subscribing to me and for liking and viewing. I'm getting great views each day, and I'm so excited to be bringing yoga to you in your home, following with me. We do it together. Again, finding a cushion, pillow, blanket, towel. Raise those hips up just a little bit and sit comfortably in this easy seated posture. And just feel that spine nice and tall and lifted. Relaxing your shoulders down, but the energy of the middle of the back, your spine, the back of the skull is going into the sky, and your side body and shoulders are lowering down toward the earth. Let your hands rest comfortably in your lap so that they're not straining or stretching, and your elbows are loose at your sides. 3 nice big breaths together with me as we inhale the arms up, reach, lift, exhale hands to your heart. And twice more. Pressing the palms together and exhaling your hands towards your heart. And again. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bringing your hands at the tops of the knees or the low end of the thigh, resting nice and comfortably. Just let your skull float over the spine. Couple of breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. So for about a minute, let's gather together in our breath. Bringing your attention to your diaphragm, how that powerful singular muscle controls the length and the strength of your inhale and exhale. Where the throat and the nostrils just become kind of the tools of the movement and flow, but the energy is coming from the diaphragm. One last time, big inhale. Exhale. next inhale, let's take the arms all the way up. As I exhale, I'm just going to rotate and I'm going to drop back. Inhale, come to center. Rotate as you exhale and drop back. Inhale, come to center. Exhale as you rotate and drop back. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate, drop back. And one more set. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate and drop back. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, rotate and drop back. Inhale, center. Lower the chin. Flex those wrists and lower the arms. Let's take our skull out to the left. As I look to the left, I want to press my right shoulder back a little bit. So I'm going to take my right hand and bring it behind the hip. That will bring awareness to this right shoulder. Opposite force to the right as I'm looking to the left. On your next exhale, let's take that chin down toward the collarbone. Press that right shoulder back. Get that nice stretch and length in the right side of the neck and contracting the left side of the neck. One more breath. These breaths are yours. They may be just natural and short, or they may be natural and long. Bringing that shoulder back to a neutral or right under the earlobe. I'm just going to go ahead to the other side. So taking my skull to the right, taking my left hand to that back hip, bringing awareness to the distance between the tip of the chin and the tip of the shoulder as I stretch open this rubber band. And just play a little bit. If you need to move your hands, move your hands. If it feels better to bring them closer to the leg, great. Walk back to the wall, that's great too. It's all good. Dropping the chin to the collarbone. Taking that left shoulder back just a little bit more. And getting a nice stretch in the left side of the neck. The levator muscles of the neck, the back, upper back. And a nice contraction of the muscles on the right side of the neck. Always working in opposites in the body. One more breath. Bringing that shoulder back to the neutral, and then just lifting your skull to center. And just kind of shake it out a little bit, be natural, flow, move. Let the head be heavy. What a wonderful stretch to keep this neck flexible. It already has great strength. Let's go ahead and take the arms out to the side. And then as I exhale, I'm contracting my front body, abdominal cat-like, lengthening the back body, turning those thumbs down, getting those shoulders to come in. And then as I inhale, I'm going to bring the shoulder blades together, look up, lift from the sternum and the throat. Two more just like that. Taking the spine in a nice flexion forward. Inhale as you rotate through, extending the spine behind. Exhale as I move my hands and turn those thumbs. That's what creates movement in the shoulder. Inhale as we open up. Exhale, bringing your hands to neutral. And we'll go ahead today and take that right leg and turn it internally. So this leg is externally rotated, this hip, and this hip is internally rotated. We're going to do a little hip lifting today, open extension. You can certainly still be on your bolster if you need it, or you can slide your bolster out of the way. It's up to you. That's the beauty of this home practice. I'm going to take my left hand behind my left hip. So the knee is out to the side, but hip and hand together. And then as I inhale, I'm swooping my arm up, possibly lifting at the knee and thigh. And as you exhale, just lower back down. Let your hand be free to move. It doesn't really matter the direction of the hand right now. Let it be free. So as you sync your movement of lift, hip lift, hand lift, gaze lifts, exhale, come down. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale, take your time. Roll through your pelvic bowl. Lift. Exhale, lower. Leaning up, just a little break, bringing that spine forward. You had to lean back to bring the hand back. We'll switch legs. So we can just bring them up and turn to the side. These feet can be flexed. That keeps these legs very powerful. I'm taking my right hand off that right hip line to the back. And here we go. We'll do 4. We're going to inhale, press through the shins, roll through the hip, lift through the arm. Exhale as you come through. This is a great hip flexor stretch. Inhale, come up. If you wish to follow the line of the hand or thumb with your eyes, and that happens to be your focal point, that's perfectly fine. Again, that Ajna Grata, hand-eye, or hand-thumb, tip of finger coordination. And last 2 as we inhale and come up. Exhale. You come down when you're ready. Prepare. It's nice to be in sync. This is really beautiful when we're in sync. But no 2 people breathe or move alike. So just have fun with this. Relax and enjoy this beautiful ethereal piece. Pressing my spine forward, getting the spine on top of the pelvic bowl. We're going to go ahead and turn to the side. Okay. Great arcing for the spine there. We've done a lot of flexion and extension. So let's do a nice rotation today of the hip. Quite simple. We're just going to take that left hand and I'm going to put it right under the gaze of my eyes. And then I'm rolling out. Just taking the spine in a nice rolling direction. This is revolving or parvirta, the other side. And 2 more. Exhale as I lower, replace my nice hand seal. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as you follow it down, lowering. Swap that hand out. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, lower. Let's go ahead and bring both hands out. And we'll press back to our child's pose today. This is Balasana. Extending through the arms. Pressing through the hands and shoulders. The more I press energy toward the end of the mat, the more my hips energy comes to the opposite end of the short line of the mat. Couple of breaths in child's pose. Now today we're going to work on a little bit of up dog, and we're also going to do a piece called seal. On your next inhale, inhale your hips over the knees, shoulders stop at the wrists. I'm going to engage my tailbone through and get a little cat-like tuck and withdraw up of the belly as I expose the hips to the mat. And again, you may come down this far. You may decide to have a cushion here, or you could also take your block and run it lengthwise of the hips as you expose them down. That feels really good on the hips too, if you need a little bit more height. So as we find ourselves toward this up dog, we're going to inhale, tip the head forward, exhale, press back. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, hips come over the knees, shoulders stop at the wrist. Right there, I tilt my pubic bone toward my nose, tuck that tail underneath, expose the pubic bone and the hips to the mat first. Make arrangements with the feet if necessary. Inhale, I'm tipping my head up over my fingertips. Exhale as I lengthen my arms and shoulders to child's pose. One more time. Inhale, hips over the knees, shoulders stop at the wrists. Tuck that tailbone in. Expose the pelvic bowl down first, and that automatically will raise my thoracic spine up. Inhale as I bring the gaze over the fingertips. Nice long spine here. Exhale back to child's pose. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and take our body all the way to the mat. And we're going to hold in a posture called Sphinx. I don't like to stay very long in this posture because I feel that it is contracting the most sensitive part of the low back. So we're here for a moment, but this isn't something we would hold for many breaths or 2-3 minutes. This is kind of a transition posture. So here's Sphinx pose. It's very strengthening for the low back, but we just don't want to be here very long. We'll get those elbows out just a little bit. And now we're going to go ahead and take the feet so that they're turned out to the back corners of the mat. So my toes are off the mat, almost in a ballerina point here, rather than straight. Here they are. Hopefully you can see that. And this becomes, we're working on seal. So this becomes, if I extend my arms out just a little bit beyond the mat and lift up as much as possible. Hold here a couple of breaths. Just a couple. Exhale as you lower down. We can go ahead for a moment and take the hands behind us and reverse the shoulder. Get it nice and comfortable again. And now we're going to bring the hands about halfway back. So they were stretched out here. Now they're just coming back about maybe a foot off to the side. You can bend these elbows or you can extend these elbows, whatever feels good here for you. Inhale as you come up. So all I've really done here is widen my arm stance to the sides of the mat rather than in front. Squeeze the glutes. If you put that energy into the glutes, it will release out of the low back. Couple of breaths. As you exhale, relax those shoulders. Be playful when you move. Big inhale. As you exhale, we're just going to bend those elbows, lower the arms, and again bring the arms back to the alongside the body. Palms are up here to allow internal rotation of the shoulders and let them drape. And our last one is we're bringing the arms a little closer, so we're marching the arms down the mat. This time I'm going to put them off to the side. You could decide to go straight out or be here. Being closer will lift you higher, of course. Inhale, prepare. Exhale as you press the pubic bone down, squeeze the glutes, and raise here. Now maybe some of you feel you want to lower it a little bit, get a little closer, and raise here. So all the different positionings of the hand will reflect in the height or the lowering of the spine. You can certainly bend the elbows a little deeper. Okay, another breath. Exhale, lower. Bringing my hands again down the length of the mat alongside my body. I just want to wiggle and play a little bit. If the wrists were in flexion, then I want to go ahead and take my fingertips and bend and reach to the ceiling to return a different direction for the wrists. And all of the contracting in the low back, we now need to stretch it out. So we're going to go ahead and open up those legs a little bit wider, bringing your hands right to chest level. Squeeze the elbows together and press those elbows down towards your heels. That opened up my neck. I don't want to be here. I want to press my hands into the mat and lengthen my neck. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press the pubic bone into the mat. I rise, nice and controlled. Shift through neutral spine first. And then I want to go ahead and exhale and feel that nice opposite condition here in the low back, which is this nice stretch. One more breath here. Feel how that exhale adjusts and settles you. As we inhale, we're coming back to all fours. And I'm going to go ahead and sit back in Hero's Pose or Vajrasana and just kind of sit here for a moment. Maybe bring my head up. It's been down at a 2-foot level for a while, and now we're almost coming to a 4-foot level here. And just kind of letting that blood adjust in the brain, of course. Lots of different levels in yoga, planes. And I'm going to come forward here and face you guys this time. And come up onto the knee. We're going to do a posture called gate pose or parigrasana. And we're going to start with a one leg out. And then we're going to arc ourselves to the opposite side. Actually, we'll go back and forth. So if you need something for the knee, cushion, towel, sweatshirt, blanket, please put something under the knees, okay? Or you may be on your carpet at home. We're going to go ahead and cast out that right leg, but I'm making sure that my right foot, that the side of my right foot is parallel to the line of this mat, the short line of the mat, okay? That protects my knee. I don't really want to turn it into the heel. I don't want to press it forward, too much extension in the back of the knee here. So I'm going to turn it sideways. You could also tuck something under there too if you needed it. Okay, so gate posture is simply sliding the right hand down the line or the IT band of that right leg. Take your time. Not only is this action creating contraction and stretch here, contraction here, but opening up this side of the body as well. Coming slowly with the rib cage, opening the intercostals. Now begin to inhale and bring up that left arm. You can turn to look, you can look straight ahead, or you can look directly down at the foot. But I'm keeping my neck in line with spine. So here's my plumb line again, and it's in an arc, but I don't want the head to hang this way or hang here. I want to make sure my chin is between both shoulder points, looking up, looking neutral, or looking down. Big inhale, lift and reach. And then as you exhale, taking the left arm over, looking up if you wish, or again looking between the shoulder points. Now we're going to do 2 more of these, but we're going to kind of go back and forth. So we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale, I'm going to lower my left arm down. You may put a block here if going to the ground is too far. And I'm going to bring up the opposite leg. Inhale as I come up. Exhale as I take it over. Inhale as I come through center or neutral. Exhale as I go to the other side. Inhale as I come up. Exhale as I bring that arm over in that nice stretch. Inhale as I come through center. Exhale as I lower the body, contracting the rib cage, lifting on the other side. And again, have a block under your hand if you need it. Bringing back the legs, coming to neutral, stretching back, lifting through the fingers, exhale, come forward. Placing my hands at the sides of my knees, bringing up my skull first, pressing and lengthening my arms and elbows, then shifting back with spine. So as we're doing our gate pose, back and forth, we are arcing and extending, we're laterally flexing our spine to the side. So it felt really good to extend here and let the quad stretch out a little bit, then press forward and get that nice flexion. Always opposites. Coming back onto the knees. Here goes our other side. We'll just do 3. Kind of looks a little like a fan. We're going to go ahead and take out the, we're not going to take out the leg, but we're going to take out that left leg, making sure the side of my left foot is parallel to that short line of that mat. Spread those toes. Again, a good foot seal here. I may slide down just a little bit to start the action, but it's also coming from my right IT band up the side. Take your time. Inhale the arm up. Exhale as you do gate pose, off to the left. Inhale as I come up, almost like a fan or a rainbow. I just exchange the hand and lift. Inhale as I come back up. Exhale as we go over. Inhale, coming up through center. Exhale as you lower the hand. Secure the hand on a block or the floor first, then begin to lift. Inhale, coming up, last one. Exhale as I take it over. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we float slowly, control. Inhale as we come up. I'm drawing my elbows in, drawing my knees in, folding the body. Inhale as I press up and lift here. Press through the fingers. My fingers brought my spine up. Exhale. Find your child's pose. Flexion. Stretching and lengthening now the low back. As I place my hands to the side, extend the elbows, raising the skull, and then sitting back, protecting that spine. Alrighty, we're going to turn to the side this time and meet in down dog. You're all very familiar. This is session 8, so we will work through our down dog. Some people will stick out one leg and pick up the down dog from here. Some folks will float the knee, shift back, and pick up the dog from here. So whatever works for you, for your down dog, and don't forget, the modification for down dog is knee to the mat. And the next modification, even better, is child's pose. These are all wonderful choices when we are in the down dog. Bringing your feet up a little bit closer. I want to make sure that I'm in a nice symmetrical down dog, not too wide open for the plank dog that we were working on before. Make sure that this set of toes, if I drew a line up, it would just about hit, I know my pants are baggy, but it would just about hit that hip line. I don't want them to be back too far. Okay, I want to bring them up underneath me just a little. Down dog works every muscle in the body. You can hold your dog from 30 seconds to 10 minutes, depending on your inversion ability. Don't forget high blood pressure people. You want to make sure you bring your head back to a horizontal from gravity. You don't want to let it go with gravity too much. So please readjust and listen to your body. Now, as I inhale and bring up my heels, it will change the tilt of my pelvic bowl. So as I bring up the heels, I tend to tilt the pelvic bowl anterior, which raises the tailbone up. As I lower my heels, that directs a more neutral tailbone. So there's a tilt up and a shift down. Wherever that's comfortable for you, and it also has to be comfortable to be onto the heels. Don't forget, please bend your knees, go to all fours, come to child's pose. In about another 30 seconds, we'll meet up in down dog if you've chosen to take a little bit of a break. Now on the next inhale, I'm going to go ahead and bring my heels up, get a nice firm grip with these left toes, and float that right leg back and up. I'm almost skimming it along that curtain there. So it's coming from the ball of the foot as I raise up any amount. This is quite high for people, so all the range from the mat to 2 inches from the mat, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and wherever those ranges are yours, that degree, that arc is yours. Now I'm going to look forward, bend that knee, curl the knee into the chest here as I lean a little bit and bring my front foot toward the mat. So talking and looking at you at the same time is like, whoa, right? So that's quite a bit. Don't forget, you can always go to the side, pick it up, and bring it forward. Here I feel like my spine needs to rotate again because it's been in that the flexion. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate out to the side. Please have blocks if you need them. If I don't want to fly my arm, I might just keep my arm at my waist. Okay. Here. Lots of places for the arm. Some will scan the arm back. Play with your arms. Be creative. Inhale as I bring my front foot to that back foot. And again, playing through down dog a little bit. Inhale, pick up those heels, adjust your right foot. It's going to take a lot of the weight. And on your next inhale, if you wish, nice and slow with the foot. All these ranges are yours. Some people might go right out to the hip. Others will begin to extend it up. Avoiding to turn out the hip here, keeping the hip nice and level. Exhale as I look forward. Tuck the knee. Step forward with that left foot. Go back and get it if you need to. Bring it up. Shifting my foot back a little bit to drop that hip. And a nice rotation out to the left side. And again, arm down, hand, scan, lower the knee, return my hand to frame my foot. On my next inhale, I'll pick up those left toes. Got to get a little oomph going. Bring that left foot back to the down dog and walk through it again. Nice and easy. Lowering the knees if you wish, going to child's pose and taking a rest. I'm going to look up at those fingertips a little bit. There's a line here where my thumbs, an invisible line between the thumbs. I'm going to gaze at those thumbs, bend the knee, push off. I might push to here, or a little bit closer. So wherever, or walk up. So wherever you feel you need to be. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit deeply. Remember the child's chair. Bring the arms as high as ribs and shoulders. Dragging them here will open up my discs. Well, will open up my vertebrae and will expose those discs. So I want to make sure I've retracted my shoulder blades and stacked those vertebrae so they come up closed and protected. Here it is. Now I might want to finish and get that nice big lift reach here. Exhale, hands to the heart. Today, we're also going to do stepping back to the middle of the mat before we begin all that kind of stationary, static postures, very Iyengar-ish, with holding postures for a little while and just kind of breathing and waiting for the peace and quiet, waiting for the atoms to line up, waiting for peace. Settle. So we want to flow a little bit after some of the static postures. I'm going to go forward and show you a little flow, moonflower, sunflower flow, but I'll also show you from the side as well. Okay? These are quite wide here, so this is prasarita, a kind of wide angle. So I'll do 3 facing you and 3 to the side so that you can see where the spine is. But we want to move a little bit now after being stationary. So here we go. I'm going to inhale, bring my hands up, my toes are pointing out to the corners of the mat. I'm going to exhale as I drop in, turn the spine flat, and I'm already right here for the sweep of the arms. Inhale to come up. Exhale as I drop the knees. Make these arms heavy and almost snake-like. That's what they are, Bhujangasana. Bhujanga is a snake. And so the arms are kind of snake-like here as I drop in. Turn that hip to the back. Nice flat spine. Couple of sweeps. Up we go. One more. Exhale to come down. Lengthen your neck. So the spine never does the work. The legs and the arms are doing the work. Here we go. So I'll do it from the side 3 times so that you can see. Again, my toes are out. If I'm buoyant in the knee, I want those toes to be out at a diagonal. If I'm not buoyant and I'm stationary, the feet can be more parallel. Okay? But we're going to move a little bit. So inhale, come up. Exhale, the arms come back. I might have a little bit of a crest here in the back, but then I'm going to shift the hips to the back, lengthen the spine, really not taking my spine below parallel. I don't need to be here. Being parallel here, the arms just do a little sweepy grace. Inhale, come up. 2 more. Exhale, lower. Sweep. Inhale, come up. Exhale, low. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Stay here. Turning my feet in. Big inhale here. Exhale a little bit toward the left leg. It doesn't matter how far you come. You may be out here. You may have a block. Perfectly fine for the block. Make sure you have thumb, pinky, and the 3 knuckles here to pick up that block, also this way. So maybe a block is for you. Inhale away from that stretch. Exhale toward. Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale toward. One more time. Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale toward. And please make sure that if you had to bend the knee, that you bend that knee. Inhale away. Exhale toward. And we'll take it to the other side. Again, hand, 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 hand. This block has 3 heights. Hand. Oh, that feels very good. Sometimes this doesn't feel so good. This actually feels really nice. Much more power here. Okay? Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale toward the stretch. Let this elbow bend. Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale toward the stretch. Inhale away from the stretch. Exhale toward that stretch. Inhale away. Making your way back to center. Maybe evening it out just a little bit. Kind of resting that side and coming more through the center here, of course. Remember, there's all these ranges. We don't have to be flexible. I need power and strength. I'm almost like a scarecrow, kind of a Gumby girl, too flexible. And so the joints will suffer under that flexibility. They're not tight. The tendons and the ligaments are not tight, holding these precious knee joints and elbow joints and ankle joints, hip joints together. So the flexi people need power and strength. The power and strength people that are tight in hamstrings, thighs, almost of soft tissue of the body, they require the flexibility. So it's always a balance. It's a balance of a little bit of everything, making it just perfect. You're perfect. We'll go ahead and you can either heel-toe together or just simply step back to the mat. Inhale, come through a little plank. Exhale as I pick up the toes and lower the knees. Come back to child's pose. Feels really good again to fold the legs after they were in those longer stretches. Sliding the hands to the knees. My head and neck come first. Your body will remember this. It will create this muscle memory of a path that it follows in and out of certain postures. Extending my arms. That's what brought my spine up. Walking the hand back. Extending them farther brought my spine up even farther. Okay? So we're not just down here and the spine is hiking up the ball of the head. It's too much torque on the spine, and we know when our back is screaming at us, our life tends to cease until we heal again. So we want to always make sure we're protecting our spine through core, through limbs, through the glutes. Alrighty, let's bring our legs forward today, and we're going to do a finishing posture before our resting posture called bound angle pose, or Baddha. Baddha is to bind or bound. Baddha Konasana. Kona means angle. So we say a fancy Sanskrit word, Baddha Konasana, or we just say bound angle. And in the Western world, after many years, they used to call it the butterfly pose. But as people found their way to the butterfly pose, what happened was that the soles of the feet came together and people would start pumping the wings of the butterfly, which is good. That got the blood through and got the wings going. But this coming and going and pumping really just kind of confuses the soft tissue in the body. Am I to contract or expand? The muscle cells are talking to each other. What's happening with the bouncing? So I think they segued a little bit away from the butterfly pose and became bound angle. And the bind is through the feet. And you can actually strap your feet together if you wish. Okay. Now a little bit of a noticing here in bound angle. The belly is kind of lake-like again. It's pressed flat. That spine is as flat as possible. But I'd like you to notice that if I brought my knees up a little bit, that would surely create a nice flat back. When the knees spread open, it tends to arc the spine a little bit. So somewhere in the middle is your beautiful neutral. Maybe halfway, shift. It's more important, I believe, that that spine stays open, an extension and a nice open spine, than the legs meeting the floor. Now here's another example of how hip ball and sockets work. This is the ball, right? It goes into the acetabulum. The acetabulum, it goes into the trochanter of the leg. This is the socket. And everybody has a different size socket and a different size ball. Comes in from different angles. Some are like this, some are bent. So for example, I've been doing yoga for almost 20 years. And I will never be able to get my legs flat open onto the ground. Look how high off my leg is from that ground. I feel bone on bone here that my legs, my ball and socket joint, through genetics and so on, do not externally rotate. They're stopped somewhere in there by a bone. So here in the bound angle, if your legs are flying up into the air, you can get a bolster here or pillow from home. That feels so good. It's restful. It's not bone on bone pressing because gravity's pulling you down. Blocks work great under here too. Okay? So my genetics require that I can internally rotate that hip. That's very comfortable for me. Because I don't know why, but it turns in. You see, I have that mobility to turn inward. When I do the outward, it gets stuck. Everybody's built differently. Go with what feels right for you and how you are built. Again, yoga is very dedicated to a personal practice. We are not all, we're one in spirit, of course, but we're not all one in body, of course. So bound angle. In the bound angle, press the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot together and let your toes flare out. So that became the foot. Okay? That's a nice pressing, and this will release a little bit of the stretch here in this top of the IT, the toes spread open. Baddha Konasana, or bound angle, but keeping it nice and quiet. This is a great stretch for the horizontal muscles of the hip. There are about 6 different muscle groups in this area that attach your leg bone to the sacral plate inside the pelvic bowl. If you wish and you want to press open a little bit more, and that's available to you in the adductor muscles, fine, if you're not stopped by the hip bone. Other people will take their hand on the outside and actually hold up the outside of the thigh bone a little bit. Watch that the chin's not coming up, and I get all this arcing like I'm in a back bend. I want to make sure my back of the skull is down, chin is neutral. Spine feels better to be flat, which will raise my knees up a little bit. Bound angle is actually a wonderful meditative posture. We've been here for, I'm sure, 5 minutes, and you can certainly stay 30 seconds to 5 or 10 minutes, as long as you feel your very gentle, the groin muscles are supported, and they're not straining. Now, to come from bound angle, we want to go ahead and take my hands to the outside of the thighs and press my legs up with my hands so that the adductors that were stretched out don't become lifters. They're already very vulnerable, very stretched out, and now you're asking them to bring in power. So we want to go ahead and, oh, they're so soft and smooth and stretched out. Now I want to power from the outside and bring the legs together, always helping. And then inhaling as I go ahead and bring my knees as close to the heart as possible. And here, of course, we always offer that. Do you want to roll a little bit? Let's roll. Let's massage. Pressing your flesh into the floor, massaging some of the fascial tissue that's in the body that gets dried out as we get older, the protein and the collagen of the myofascial webbing in the body tends to get very dry. It needs the heat and the moisture. And when we move, we create that heat and moisture. And we're able to move a lot loose or freer. So it's always nice to kind of rub things out a little bit. Lowering my right leg or right foot onto the mat. We're going to keep it bent today. I'm going to inhale and pick up the left leg. You may have a strap. Remember, we had our strap tutorial, and we'll have others, I'm sure. Or you can go ahead and hold the peace fingers around the pad of the big toe. Stay away from the stem, just the big toe. Or if that's all just too much, holding the back of the leg, the crook of the back of the knee here. Bend the knee if it works. But as we prepare a nice inhale, I'm going to exhale and rise up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, I'm going to bend the elbow and rise up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower. And again, you can certainly bend that knee if the hamstrings are tight. It's a process. We work on extending these tendons and ligaments. Okay? One more now with that leg straight out. So I'm going to slide my hand down that thigh. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, bringing up my skull to the leg, knee to the nose, sliding down the thigh here. This helps me lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower, and one more time. Notice the flexion in my right foot, my spreading toes. That engages this right leg. Inhale, prepare, sorry. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower. And release the leg slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Don't let it plunk down. Let it float down. Say thank you. That's kind of a thank you when you allow that leg to rest quietly. Now the left foot comes up. Here comes that right foot. Again, holding peace fingers around the big toe. Back of the calf. Bend the knee. So 3 of these with a bent left leg. Grounding that left foot. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and come up. Inhale, lower. Extending that left leg and 3 more lifts. Again, you have a home practice. You could do 1 or 2. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bringing your head up toward the knee, any amount. Inhale, lower. Notice I'm extending the arm, my other leg, my arm here. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, lower. And just cast off. And let the leg readjust from the stretch that was beyond hip. Now it's beyond hip in the other direction. Great. Just kind of roll a little bit and play. Having an eye pillow or a blanket or a towel to cover the eyes, that softens and deepens the eyes into their sockets. Smooth out the wrinkles in your eyelids. Create space between the eyebrows. Soften your tongue, your teeth, your gums, your lips. Unhinge your jaw. Follow your breath. Deepen your back body toward the earth. Lie on this earth. Be the earth. Namaste.